Coming
Good evening and welcome to Newsbreak Live. I'm Julie Chan filling in for Hiba Samad. Thanks for joining us. Flags all across the city were lowered to half-staff today to honor the late John Glenn. President Obama ordered all flags located in public buildings and grounds, military posts and naval stations, U.S. embassies and other facilities to be lowered. Glenn, who died on December 8th at the age of 95, was the first American NASA astronaut to orbit the Earth. He also went on to serve in the U.S. Senate for 24 years. A memorial service is scheduled for this Saturday at Ohio State University. His public viewing at the Ohio State House Rotunda will take place this Friday, and flags will remain at half-staff until sunset on the day of his burial. The Southern California Gas Company released an advisory today asking everyone to conserve this winter. With limited availability of natural gas locally, SoCalGas is implementing a voluntary conservation effort asking Southern Californians to do these three simple things: reduce their use by turning down the thermostat to at least 68 degrees, wait a day to use major natural gas appliances, and set the washer to cold when doing the laundry. To get more information, you can call 800-427-2200. The countdown begins with Christmas just 12 days away, and there's no better place than Del Amo Fashion Center to get your last-minute holiday shopping done. With shoppers bustling in and out of the mall, management is reminding everyone to be extra careful while driving and parking. Extended holiday hours today through Friday are from 10 a.m. until 10 p.m. Then on Saturday, December 17th, stores will be open from 8 a.m. until 11 p.m., Sunday from 8 a.m. until 10 p.m., and beginning Monday, December 19th, the mall will open from 8 a.m. until 11 p.m. for the rest of the week. You can go online to check out the latest sales, promotions, and holiday events taking place at Del Amo. Go to simon.com. And speaking of Del Amo Mall, a recently opened restaurant is already looking to expand. Din Tai Fung, the popular Taiwanese dumpling and noodle house, opened just over a month ago. And the current restaurant has about 42 tables and is looking to add another 50 tables, according to restaurant managers. They hope to complete the expansion by May of 2017. The international chain was founded in Taipei in 1957 and transitioned into a full-fledged restaurant in 1972 with locations now in the U.S., Asia, and Australia. After much anticipation, Lemonade in Torrance finally opened this week. Located just across from Lucille's Barbecue Restaurant at Del Amo Fashion Center along the boulevard, the cafeteria-style eatery is the newest location to open in the LA area. According to Restaurant Business, it's one of the fastest-growing small chains in America and has been voted by LA Weekly among LA's best fast casual restaurant chains. Lemonade is not only known for the variety of lemonades they offer, but also a wide assortment of salads. Other favorites on the menu include the red miso beef short rib and the seared ahi tuna. Lemonade at Del Amo is the latest to open with more than 25 locations in Southern California. And Torrance police responded to reports of vandalism and theft connected to one local car dealership, Infinity of South Bay. An overflow of cars are kept at the nearby empty parking lot of the former Costco on Sky Park Drive. An estimated 30 to 50 cars were vandalized or stolen from the lot in the past 2 weeks. This is an ongoing investigation. And Torrance police also investigated the misuse of handicap parking spaces in the city recently. 35 cars were found to be parked illegally in handicap designated spots. 14 citations were written for parking without a handicap placard in a designated spot. Handicap parking spaces are labeled by a blue striping and a sign showing a profile view of a wheelchair. By law, these spaces can only be occupied by drivers who have been issued a handicap placard by a licensed physician, and it must be clearly displayed. A violation of this law is considered a misdemeanor, and misuse of a handicap placard could result in immediate suspension of use. Fines imposed could cost up to $1,000. And with holiday parties in full swing this month, local authorities plan to set up a DUI checkpoint on Friday, December 16th between 8 p.m. and 3 a.m. in Torrance. December is National Impaired Driving Prevention Month, and according to the Bureau of Transportation Statistics, every 2 hours, 3 people are killed in alcohol-related highway crashes. Police encourage designating a sober driver when planning to attend parties or night out. Use a service like Uber, Lyft, or call a taxi. Each year, AAA offers a holiday safe ride program at locations throughout the country. And a long-running battle is once again postponed. Torrance Airport Association appealed the approval of a project between South Bay Lexus and the city of Torrance, and a meeting scheduled to happen tonight has been postponed now for a third time. Lexus proposed building an auto sales lot in a special safety area at the end of the Zamperini Field runway, even though it's a designated area that is specified to be kept clear of all above-ground obstructions. TAA representatives argued that it would be a danger to occupants of aircrafts using the airport if this lot is built. Caltrans Aeronautics Division, who licensed this airport, says this could be a potential liability for the city. This has not been reviewed by the LA County Airport Land Use Commission, which would be required by state law. The Torrance City Council will hear the appeal next Tuesday night on December 20th at 7 p.m. in the council chambers. Well, winter break may be on the minds of many college students. Those planning to sign up for 2017 courses at El Camino College are encouraged to sign up now before classes fill up. Students can sign up for the 5-week winter term that runs January 5th through February 7th. The schedule of classes can be found online on the school's website. A variety of both day and night courses are available, from GE to basic skills courses. Students can go to elcaminocollege.edu and click on My ECC for more information. And now let's take a look at the weather this week. It looks like it'll stay cool here in Torrance with a high of only 63 today, and tomorrow with lows expected to drop into the low 50s. Don't forget your scarves, jackets, and even umbrellas later this week. On Thursday, you can expect a high of 63 with a low of 54 with a 70% chance of rain. A local organization continues to support literacy and the love of books thanks to a big donation. The Friends of Torrance Library, a 501c3 nonprofit, donated just over $40,000. More than $25,000 of it will go towards the summer reading program, which runs for 7 weeks. The program encourages students to keep reading over the summer so they don't lose the skills they've learned over the school year. The hope is that kids will read 8 hours over the summer, which is just 20 minutes per day. The money goes towards buying incentives to keep kids motivated, including a free paperback book for every participant. Then the remaining amount will go towards youth services activities at the library. In case you didn't know, the Torrance Libraries offers movies, events including magic, music, and puppet shows, arts and crafts, and many other fun activities. And anyone can join the Friends of Torrance Library. Membership is just $5. The group puts on 4 book sales a year to raise money. They give more than $100,000 each year to the Torrance Libraries. A popular Italian pastime is finally here for Torrance residents to enjoy. The city of Torrance hosted a soft opening for much-anticipated bocce ball courts, with Mayor Patrick Fury throwing out the first Polina. They look just like bowling balls, but smaller. This is a game for everyone, from kids to seniors and even those physically impaired. Mayor Fury talked about the 2 men that were instrumental in spearheading this project.
Their fundraising campaign was endorsed by none other than our hometown hero, Louis Zamperini, who was a bocce advocate, Christina Rapata, former LAPD officer, who was also a bocce enthusiast, numerous senior citizen groups, and our own Friends of Exceptional Athletes. Over the course of their campaign, these 2 guys personally raised more than $21,000 to build this facility.
While the city hosted a soft opening, the bocce ball courts officially opened to the public beginning January 1st. Just a few more touches will be added from now until the end of the year. The bocce ball courts are located at Columbia Park, which is at 4045 West 190th Street. And the Volunteer Center in Torrance is looking to bring holiday cheer to those in need, and you could help. The Adopt a Family program is still going on. The community is invited to adopt a family in need and give them toys, clothes, food, and gift cards. The Volunteer Center will match donors with a nonprofit agency with clients in need. The program has been around since 1985 to bring joy to both givers and receivers. Those looking to lend a helping hand can sign up online. Go to volcenter.org. An annual event returned to Wilson Park recently, giving attendees a plaque. Now it's in its 34th year. The Christmas boutique hosted by the Torrance Youth Council helped raise more than $5,700. The event brought out lots of shoppers and many crafters. 80 booths in total included dresses and accessories for dolls, handmade pot holders and jewelry, gems and rocks, and even the chance for a visit with Santa. The most popular booths were the yard signs and jewelry stands. Food was also on hand with 2 food booths. Among them, tamales were a big hit. The money raised will go towards the Torrance Youth Council's Beat the Odds scholarship program. And the Salvation Army and the Del Amo Fashion Center are teaming up to help those in need this holiday season. The Salvation Army's Angel Tree is set up near Burlington Coat Factory and JCPenney's at Del Amo, helping to provide gifts for more than 650 families. You can stop by during open hours, which are from Monday through Saturday from 1 p.m. to 7 p.m. Volunteers can take a tag or 2 from this tree. The tag has the name of a child and their gift wish written on it. After you get the gift, bring it back unwrapped with the tag so it can be delivered to that child. The names on the angel tags come from families and individuals who have shown their proof of need to the Salvation Army. The Angel Tree program touches people throughout the country. And you have until December 17th to make a difference through the Salvation Army's Angel Tree program. And a local tradition is drawing the attention of thousands near and far. Sleepy Hollow is one neighborhood ready for Christmas. Every home is adorned with lights and a whole lot more. On these front lawns, you'll find everything from Ferris wheel to Minions. And don't forget your dollar bills to support the kids selling hot chocolate and churros in their driveways and sidewalks. Now, whether you bundle up and walk the streets or make your way down in your cars, residents who put on the lights ask that spectators be mindful of the noise as it is a residential neighborhood and to obey all traffic laws. While neighbors of the seaside community say weekdays tend to be less crowded, you can visit any day of the week from 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. nightly. And coming up later in the show, we'll talk to Kurt James, the president of the Seaside Neighborhood Association, about Sleepy Hollow and all that it has to offer. Be sure to stay with us for the second half of Newsbreak. And before we take a quick break, we have a few upcoming events you won't want to miss. If you'd like to have breakfast with Santa, the deadline to sign up is Wednesday, December 14th. The festivities include cookie decorating, a puppet show, and holiday music. The event is from 9 a.m. to noon at the Torrance Cultural Center and costs $20 per person. Call 310-618-2930 to sign up. Tickets will not be sold at the door, so you'll want to make sure you get your tickets ahead. And on the same night at 7 p.m., you can catch the classic Nutcracker at the James Armstrong Theater. A second performance will take place on Sunday, December 18th at 2 p.m. The Dance West Studio is putting on the 2 shows. Tickets to the Nutcracker Ballet are $19.50 for adults and $17.50 for kids. Well, in just a few minutes, Kurt James, president of the Seaside Neighborhood Association, joins us live to talk about the popular destination here in Torrance. Fans from near and far travel here to catch a glimpse of Sleepy Hollow, also known as Candy Cane Lane. We'll be right back with more.
I see my friends out there getting waves and talking about them, and I know exactly what they're doing and what they're feeling and everything. It's like, it's hard. I was diagnosed when I was 57. It was a surprise to me when they told me I had MS. It's like, you sure?
Well, the idea is this is a 360-degree virtual reality camera rig. Steve hasn't been able to ride a wave in way too many years, so now I'm going to ride a wave and we get to share it with him. Well, we're going to do something.
Just put that on your head.
Whoa.
Oh, this is unreal. Coming up, coming up, coming up. Boom. Nice. Nice. This is fantastic.
Yeah, let me set it up and you get another
Set it up.
ride.
Let's do that again.
You're going to need me. You're going to need us. All of us. You're going to need our technical skills, our math, our engineering skills. You're going to need our help with your water, your air, your food. You're going to need our organizational skills, our problem-solving skills. You're going to need our determination, our honesty, our compassion. You're going to need the next generation of leaders to face the challenges the future will bring. And we promise we'll be there when you need us.
Welcome back to the second half of Newsbreak Live. Joining me tonight is President of the Seaside Neighborhood Association, Kurt James. Thanks so much for joining me tonight. The community loves Sleepy Hollow, also known as Candy Cane Lane, and you're heavily involved. So we have lots of questions for you. Tell us about the history behind what many call Sleepy Hollow or Candy Cane Lane.
Well, thanks for having me tonight.
Sure.
Sleepy Hollow, the lights have been a tradition since 1985. Some local neighbors went to Europe one summer and saw how they wrapped the lights around the trees in that community and had the idea to come back and do it on the Chinese elms in Seaside.
Wow. And how many homes participate and how many blocks in the neighborhood?
Yeah, well, there's 6 streets that participate down in Sleepy Hollow, and it's about 456 houses that can participate.
456 that can participate, but about how many actually do?
Most all of them. I mean, there's a couple that we call our dark for the holidays, but everybody has the opportunity to participate, and we love the folks that do. And those that do, they go all out, as you know.
And about how many people come through the streets on average each night?
Well, I can probably give you annual numbers a little better.
Okay.
Something like 250,000 on a busy weekend.
Wow.
So
on just one weekend, you'll
Yeah.
get 250,000.
yeah, so we're talking.
That's a lot of people.
Yeah, it is.
That's a lot of traffic.
It is a lot of traffic. So,
Have there ever been any car accidents? Probably shouldn't ask that, right?
Well, occasionally. There was a couple of high schoolers the other night that did, but they knew each other, and it was, one of those learning experiences, I guess.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Wow, but that is a lot of people. And I hear that they also serve hot chocolate and churros that you can buy. So they must make some pretty good money.
Yeah, well, most of those go to charity. Can't say that all of them do go to charity, but primarily it's your local high school, South High School. I know the dance team does a great stand, and there's the Churrotron right there at the corner. And yeah, a lot of people as far as different groups for churches, Girl Scouts, you name
that's
it.
Great.
Yeah.
And what about the Seaside Neighborhood Association? Do you guys sell anything? Do you make any money there?
We don't. We do different fundraisers over the course of the year for the scholarship award. But primarily we do the awards for the lights, but we try to take a back seat as far as us selling anything to add to the traffic.
And now, for those people who need a little help to do all that decorating and get all those lights up, does the association help out with that? Will you bring out people to help people get up all those lights?
Well, the interesting thing is your neighbors will help you. Okay? For an example, when I moved in 12 years ago, we moved in before Halloween, and by Thanksgiving we had 6 people stop by to offer to help or give recommendations on how to do the looping out to the branches that overhang the streets. and that type of thing. So people will help. The SNA's role in helping this year particularly is timers and installing timers and showing people how to use the timers, because there's a big push this year to have lights off by 10.
Right.
So we're offering to help with timers.
That's great. So now, are you also paying for the timers, or does everybody get their own timer and then you help them install it?
I can give a shameless plug for Ace down on the corner of Sepulveda and PV Boulevard. They offered to do have plenty on supply on sale for the timers, and then neighbors can go in and purchase those. But we'll help install them, because it's kind of odd, but people are somewhat afraid of the timer if they've never put one on before, because it's.
Well, they wouldn't want to miss the time, and then they'll be dark after they've done all that work, right? That would not go well.
Right. It is a big moment when they come on.
Yeah, I'm sure it is. And so do they all come on together at 6 p.m., or how does that work?
No, well, just when it gets dark, right? So like my timers are set for 5 o'clock, and they, basically come on. You can stand in the street and look down the street and just see the lights start to come on.
Oh, wow. That must be a lot of fun. So do you notice that a lot of people like to be there right at the beginning, around 5:30 or 5 o'clock, to see it all get lit up?
Here's the thing. We would love if people came as soon as it got dark during the middle of the week.
Right.
But most people come Friday, Saturday nights, Sunday nights, 7, 8, 9 o'clock at night. So it does get busy at that time. We encourage people to come early and get a chance to enjoy it when there's not all the congestion. It's much more amicable to be walking down the street when there's not as many people. So come early.
Right. Well, and I have another question. So you live there. Now, what if you have a party to go to Saturday night? Are you going to be able to get out? What do you do?
If you live in the middle, what we call the heart of the hollow, you're not going anywhere unless you park a car towards the end of the blocks or you leave before dark. I luckily live kind of at Upper East, so I can duck out.
Okay. So then do some people literally just stay at a hotel for the month?
I've heard that some people definitely plan their vacation getaways, Hawaii trips, the Caribbean.
Now that is a good idea. Wow. So who keeps this tradition going each year? I mean, it's been going on year after year.
Yeah. Well, ever since the Bowdens and the Solomons in the mid-'80s started putting up lights, the tradition has just continued. It has been fantastic. People really enjoy being able to, put the lights up the weekend after after Thanksgiving. And it's become a tradition for a lot of people to do that. Everybody that has family in town during during Thanksgiving, they come into town, put the lights up so they're ready to go once December starts, and it just keeps going. And with with families living in the neighborhood for a while, they pass their tradition on, and as new people come into the neighborhood, everybody just kind of has an understanding when you move into Seaside that the lights are coming, so you might as well jump on board.
Right. Well, some people have had some issues with all of this, right? And so what has that been all about?
Yeah. Well, so basically in the last 3 or 4 years, since social media has really blown it up as far as being able to allow people to know that it's here and it's becoming more popular, just the overall traffic has increased, and that's always an issue. And the way that Sleepy Hollow is kind of down in that cubby hole, the streets aren't straight, or 2 of the streets are straight, and the rest of them kind of wrap around. So people can get lost down there very easily, and they never know if they parked their car, where they parked it, how to get back to it, and that type of thing. And then the other thing is with all the vendors, or with more people starting to vend, and people's organizations coming to those homes kind of by request, saying, hey, we know you're in Sleepy Hollow, can we come, do an event there? Sometimes depending on where they're vending, it can create a traffic stop because people are in the street and people have to slow down, or if you know, a child sees that one hot chocolate stand that they want to go to, and mom and dad stop the car, then everybody behind that car
gets stopped. So how has the city helped? Have they stepped up?
The city has been an interesting opportunity. We'll put it that way. They've helped in a couple of ways, but there's other ways that they could help more if they were willing to spend the money or put some more resources to it. So a couple of great things they've done is they've given us trash cans at request of the residents. Additionally, so that we can put trash cans out so that people don't just drop their hot cocoa cups and Starbucks cups and all that type of thing wherever they want.
Something I wouldn't even think of, but yeah, the trash could be a big problem.
And they've put up different directional signs, some of which we're still waiting on. One of the things that we notice is people don't know how to get out. The city's done a great job on how to get people in, but once they get down in the hollow, since the streets are kind of kittywampus here and there, they don't know how to get back out. So they always end up kind of getting turned around and backed into
But I mean, isn't the traffic moving so slowly that they just kind of follow the car in front of them?
Yeah, but people come from all over, right? You know, just this year alone, I've talked to people that have come down from Simi Valley, in from Corona, up from Orange County. So they don't know the neighborhood, and they don't know the directions of where they're at. So even with, you know, their iPhone, they still get lost. So the goal this year was to try to put exit signs up to try to help get them out.
Yes.
Which we're still kind of waiting
keep traffic moving.
Yeah.
And all right. And so what about the electric bills? I mean, those have to be sky high for an entire month? Electric
bills do go up. But again, having on timers helps, you know, because, you know, just myself, I've kind of shored up how long we leave the lights on over the course of time of living there, as long as we have. So you short up that way, but it's just part of the joy of being able to give people a festive time during the holidays.
Well, and you said you've lived there 12 years. So the first year you were there and you saw your electric bill for the month, were you like, we should move out?
No, it's worth it.
It
is.
Like
literally hearing the people's exclamations of, like, we have the Grinch house, and when people see the Grinch, it's the Grinch, right? So, you know, that pays for it in itself. But then just knowing that everybody down the street and all the streets, they take care and time to do it, and it's, you know, it's just part of it, I guess.
And so would you say it's about $100 more, $200 more? $500 more?
For us, it's about $140 more, I guess. But some people, it's $300 more. You know, it just depends on how big their house is and how many lights they have.
And how much they want to light it up.
Yep.
All right, and you've got some awards, and you've just selected the winners. Tell us about those awards.
Yeah, so this year, so we give 2 awards. The Seaside Neighborhood Association Lights Award this year went to the Heyer family on Reese Road with their nativity scene. And it is fantastic. It's large wood decor, and they have a huge angel that overlooks their entire yard down on it, and it's just amazing how big and bright it is. So they've been in the neighborhood for over 10 years, and literally when we gave them the award, 3 or 4 of the family members were crying, happy. It was emotional, and you know, their statement was like, we've given so much, it's nice to, you know, to be appreciated. So,
wow.
So they were one, and then the at-large award.
Right.
So I need to explain this a little bit. So Sleepy Hollow is 6 streets within Seaside, and then there's the greater area of Seaside kind of around Sleepy Hollow. So we give an at-large award.
Right.
And that went to the Zorn family on Bindewald this year.
All right.
Totally hip, sleek, kind of modern display this year.
Very exciting.
Has a Santa Claus welcoming you to their archway or their doorway.
Good. So we have Santa Claus and the nativity scene, and they both won this year, and that's very exciting. So we want everyone to come out and see all of the lights. Thanks so much for joining us, Kurt. So great to have you on.
You bet. Thanks for having us.
All right. Definitely a festive way to celebrate the season and get the